Whew. Run. Show me. Okay, together knees. Huh? You see? Hey. Okay, one more time. One. Okay, you win. Ow! 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 Come on. Ow! 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 Good job.